drop him off, though. I'm about to drop him off. We finished our walk. Back up, bro. Back up, man. Y'all gotta watch him, man. I want to run up in here and get some ice, man. All right? Real quick. But yeah, y'all watch him, because I got some food on the dashboard, man. This guy get into my shit, man. I gotta watch him, man. Somebody watch him for me, man. Make sure this guy doesn't get into my stuff, man. Cause your head get into it, man. Just watch him for me, y'all, real quick. Cause I want to rap with y'all for a hot second. Sit back, man. Sit back, man. Get back, Brownie, get back. Get back, man. Get back, dude. Yeah, he's trying to get into my food, man. I ain't letting this dude get on my shit, man. I got some nice links and some eggs and peppers and shit. You can't have no peppers, man. You can't have those type of eggs, man. Back up, dude. Back up. We just did like a 5 mile. You know, we got it in, man. But I'm gonna address some topics. But look, I'm gonna show y'all the difference, right? I'm gonna set up, man. I gotta get up out. I got a lot of gears on, a lot of layers. It was cold out, and we was walking. So I'm gonna go in the crib. I'm gonna peel out of some of these layers. Man. I got, think about like 6, 7 layers on, man. Got like 3 hoodies, 2 jackets. I gotta come up out of some of this, and then I want to talk on a serious tip, man. But before I talk on a serious tip, I'm gonna donate to my own channel. I'm gonna show y'all the difference, man. I'm gonna donate to my channel. I wanna pin my super chat. I wanna pin my comment, man, because it's like the algorithm, YouTube algorithm is corny. It's gonna remain corny, man. And we're gonna talk about a lot of that. I'll let this guy out. And like I said, I'm coming out a lot of these layers, man. I got crazy layers on. And I turned distracted by trying to get my Insta out early, but because Sundays the stores be packed. I really don't have to deal with, you know me, I'm in and out the robbery, man. I like to be able to move and hit them and get low, right? But let me let this dude out, come up out of some of these layers, man. I got crazy layers on right now, man. Hold on. I'll be right back. Come on. Come on, big boy. Come on. Outside. back. Yeah, hold on. Let me grub on something. We gonna go do Uber now? All right. See, I lead by example. Look, my wife ran out there to go do Uber. See how I set it off? Hold on. That's good right there, man. Eggs is a superfood. Don't get it twisted. Look. Don't get it twisted. Look. I walk around town with the pound strap down to my side. No front, just in case I gotta touch something. Just in case I gotta touch something, man. Just in case I gotta touch something. You know? I walk around town with the pound strap down to my side. No front, just in case I gotta touch something. Hopefully y'all caught that sauce, man. I left my drink. Man. I'm on bozo time this morning, man. I'm on bozo time, man, because I didn't eat nothing, man. See, I got my eggs in me now. But, all right, hold on. Let me hit my super chat. I want to hit my super chat. Let me donate to myself so I can start this off. I walk around town with the pound strap down to my side. No front, just in case I got to touch something. Right? No, look. For those of y'all that's going to go and report this, I'm licensed, man. This ain't, look, I'm not, it's just for educational purposes, man. I don't move around with illegal guns, man. You see these right here? That's why I always keep this on. I don't move around with illegal firearms and all that. I'm licensed to carry, man. Now, see, some of y'all, if y'all wasn't what I'm about to get to, would know that. If y'all really was networking and reaching out the right way, you know, instead of judging people off of the internet and being internet suckers, you know, y'all would know that. But let me donate real quick to my own cause. Nothing crazy, but got a little dub. Nothing crazy. Got a little dub. I ain't even gonna put the whole dub on though, man. No, we'll do it a little bit more than that. We'll up the antes, man. Now we want to up the antes. We'll up the antes, man. We'll do $10, man. All right. All right, so look, bang. There we go, right there. Look, I wanted to set it off, man. I wanted to set it off in my thing. As you can see, right here, that is my comment. Let's run it up, right? We're gonna run it up, right? I donated to myself, right? Donated to myself, but you see what I'm speaking on, right? I feel like I was so humble on the YTC scene for so long, year after year, that people thought it was cool, right? Because they didn't support, or they felt like they was ignoring me, and I was just on YouTube just talking, right? But years and years keep going by, right? It's 2025. When I had my falling out with Team Spence, Derrick James, and all of them, a lot of y'all wasn't left. I stayed right. I came back out with my nephews, my brother, my daughters, everybody. We are going into Jihad's 5th year now as a professional prize fighter, right? I grew every single year, not only on the media front, but also on the marketing and now the management front, right? But yet, every time I did a live stream, I was talking about my experiences, people were so quick to try to talk down and talk about my views or this, that, and the third, or the quality of my work. But at the end of the day, all of you guys with the thumbnails and all the high-end technical type shit, where have you gone? What have you actually done? But yet you talked about a player, not only myself, but people that I felt were true and genuine and supported me or helped me or gave me some sort of guidance. I even brought them along. You hear, and I'm not even speaking this just to speak it. You heard World Combat Sports speak about some of the stuff that I was able to do for him in this journey, in this game. But more importantly, right, I want to say this. We did it together. Because I remember a long time ago when I didn't take none of this shit serious, right? I still don't take this internet shit serious. Because like I said, I'm really out here with it, baby, right? You know, I'm outside, right? I don't take this internet shit serious, right? Because all these dudes that's on this internet, they're characters. They're characters, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, World Combat Sports put me on the thumbnails, put me on a lot of stuff. That's why you see my brand. Hold on, let me take this off. My brand is everywhere and everywhere. But yeah, you still have dudes that come on this internet and thought it was cool to talk down on me. Sit around. Like I said, where are you guys at though? When are you going to come outside? When are you going to do some of the things that not only I have done, my daughters have done now? It's 2025. Y'all can't hide no more, man. Gumbo, what's going on, big dog? Man, I know it's colder than the motherfucker up there in New Haven, man. That snow is coming, man. I just got back from walking the dogs, Gumbo. We did about 5 miles in this cold, man. We did 5 miles. That's why you see me eating good right now. Yo, Gumbo, these guys are hungry. Look, y'all want to got me some links, Gumbo. I got some good eggs right here with the peppers, the onions, and all that in these eggs. I got me a couple beef links. You know? Gumbo, these guys are hungry. These guys are out here hungry. And I dropped the $10 to myself, right? Because I could do that. We support ourselves over here, right? Yeah, I was waiting for my wife to move so I could get in my spot, man. I don't know why she try to take my parking spot. That's where I park at. I park right there. She's going to do Uber. You see how when you lead by example? I'm trying to get on Instacart, but she can't get on Instacart. Instacart is frozen. When you lead by example, your village and your tribe will follow. Look, my wife is going out there to go do Instacart right now. Right? She's going to do Insta. I'm not Insta, I mean Uber. Uber don't pay enough, man. They don't. But what I know is with Uber, it's just like anything in life. Motherfuckers is tricks. They look out for the girls. Like when I did Uber and I used to do the Uber with my kids, I used to make a lot more money because they see my babies and all of that. But me as a man doing it, man, they used to shit on me. But Instacart is all good. But yeah, back to what I was saying, like with World Combat. World Combat, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm at the crib. I got the poster. I can go in there and get the poster and show y'all. World Combat's logo has been on ESPN. I don't know a lot of you other content creators that have done that. I don't. I be sitting back, I be watching, I be like, damn, you niggas always talking about views and growth and all this shit. I don't see you niggas taking no gears. You niggas never had a motherfucking gear yet, man. Why is that? But yeah, y'all talk down on people. Like, that's why I said this morning, stay in your fucking lane. If you're a fan, be a fan. And now, like I said, I'm 15 fights in. I see why a lot of the fighters don't really like messing with YouTubers and the internet. Because not only are y'all disrespectful, when they do allow y'all access, right? They give y'all access. A lot of y'all be so goofy and caught up thinking y'all are iller than what y'all is. You're not bigger than the program. You're not bigger than the program. And the more when you that 6 in right here, I think it'll be better off. This should have really grow. Because the reason why it's not really growing is because, like I said, you see, you have so many content creators that are they're fake. It's an illusion. It's not real, right? And then they act like they're bigger than the fighters that they're trying to cover. Meanwhile, nobody knows you, man. You're not getting no offers. Like, shout out to Showbiz. Showbiz, I salute him. Showbiz did it, man. He did it, right? And I watched him do it. I didn't agree with how he went about doing it because, like I said, everybody has their own mission, right? But I see his shit paid off. But he's an actor at the end of the day. If you know Showbiz's background, he's an actor. He acts. So he did what he had to do. And this, like I said, they put a lot of guys, and I'm not saying this about Showbiz in particular, but they put a lot of guys from failed industries into boxing. It is what it is. If you know, you know. They put a lot of these guys, and they try to put them in the way. A lot of these guys be from the music industry, failed producers. I don't know how you feel as a producer. If you was a producer and you got some winning beats, you should be on. You shouldn't even be wanting to fuck around with boxing. But a lot of these guys are failed rappers, musicians, and all that, and then they try to come into boxing. It is what it is, right? If you know, you know. Salute WCS. I was just talking about you. Since I was talking about you, hold on. Let me go get the thing, because I keep receipts. Watch. All right, yeah, I'm back. Look, and I also, look, I want to put my Glock up. I don't need 2 guns on me. I'm at the crib now. I put the Glock up, but I still got my Smith & Wesson. I walk around town with the pound strapped down to my side. No front, just in case I got to touch something. But look, this was, look, you guys were talking about me, right? You guys were talking about me. I'm going to share something with y'all. Look, y'all see this right here? Y'all see this right here, man? This is what my office looks like when I'm transforming it. But y'all see this right here? Y'all see that right there? Y'all see that logo right there? Smash the like button if you're not a hater or a sucker. See that logo right there? See that? And that's been all over forever and a day, right? This was a Vegas fight on ESPN. A lot of you guys never even made it to this level in the game. Shout out to WCS right there. ESPN. You motherfuckers sit on here and talk about people's views. Last time I checked, I never seen I never seen y'all, man. I don't know y'all, man. But this right here, I could go get the other one too. The other one's hanging up on my wall. I'm not gonna take that down. But the other one, when he had on the LeBron James jersey, and WCS's patches on that one too, along with the Jackal Fitness. That's when I was going by Jackal Fitness. That was Lomachenko Lopez, right? Lomachenko Lopez. See, I've been on the internet humble for too long on you guys, man. You guys sit around and talk crazy to me, man. Like I said, a lot of you guys that talk crazy to me in public, I'll draw down on you, man. I'll draw down on you, man. If you had that same attitude, if I caught you in traffic, I'll draw down on you, man. And I say, yo, do we have a problem? Do we have a problem, right? But on the internet, I guess you could do that, man. Nah, no, yo, WCS, before you got in here, I shared about this. I shared about the thumbnails, right? If it wasn't for you, I would have never had none of these right here. I wouldn't have had none of these. Because I remember that night in Brooklyn when I thought you was Team Wilder. I thought you was Wilder's media marketing guy. That night in Brooklyn when you told me about thumbnail and stamping my work. Because like I said, I didn't take this serious. I'm security. I'm a heavy equipment operator. I'm going to do what I do, right? But I never took the media shit serious because I was like, I know all these guys. It's not for me to have conversations with them and talk to them, you know? But I appreciate you. A long time ago. That's way before you put me on the camera work. Now look, yo, not for nothing, look. Did y'all see the picture that I just posted, right? See, I be thinking I'll be on here just lying, right? Look at this picture. I was with the undisputed champion. Look, I was with the undisputed champion. I have the receipts, man. You guys be on here talking crazy on people that do real big things in boxing. And like I said, you guys don't even leave your house when it comes to boxing. But I was with the undisputed champion. I walked around the metal detectors, look, with the undisputed champion at MSG, right? At MSG, I walked around the metal detectors with the undisputed champion. Look, here it is right here. Y'all don't believe me, right? But like I said, shout out to WCS. Because of WCS, I was able to learn how to be a photographer. Yeah, I was learning how to be a photographer, right? That is me right there. That is the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. He's fighting February 22nd in Riyadh season, defending his undisputed. But that's him right there. Look, these are facts. Look, do you need me to blow it up? Yes, that is him right there. Him and his team. That is Russ, Rival Boxing. That is the ESPN top-ranked people right there, the crews following him over there. I was right there. I walked around the metal detectors. But then I come on YouTube boxing. Yo, Gumbo, I come on YouTube boxing and bum-ass niggas, bum-ass content creators with no motion want to talk down on me because they're fake fans of boxing that don't do nothing in boxing other than come on YouTube and sit around for hours and hours with an opinion. That's all you have, my nigga. You just have opinions. You don't have no work. You have no work, man. You have no receipts in the game, man. You have no receipts. And then you try to talk down not only on people that have receipts, but actually have level change right before your face. Before your face. And like the homie said, man, a lot of y'all that talk stupid like that to me, if y'all was to talk stupid to me like that in my face, right? Real talk. If y'all was to talk stupid like that to me in my face, it could go left for you real quick. Real quick, man. Because we don't play those games, man. Gumbo, I feel blessed to know you. See that, yo, Gumbo, they don't even know, man. You a connected individual. Yo, Gumbo called me one day with a hitter in the boxing game. See, yo, look, y'all be online talking down. Like, people might pull up in your chats. Because Gumbo shared something with me the other day, yesterday. And I seen it, and I hit him back. I said, look how goofy that nigga's face was. I said, yeah, you left a legit comment, right? Yeah, yeah. I said, yo, you left a legit comment. And that old goof boy, you see, he couldn't even address it. Look at his face, man. That's why I said, yo, the internet is smoke and mirrors, man. That's why y'all just be chilling, man. Yo, dudes don't even know. I just spoke about this yesterday. Yo, my boy is the athletic director. I called him for some tickets, thinking he was still the coach. He was like, nah, I'm the AD now, Shalom. I was like, word? I was like, yo, congratulations, you still doing the major, man. The AD. So when you're the AD of a university, right? I was explaining this yesterday, right? He's the AD now, right? That means he's in charge of all the sports. All the sports. He's the athletic director, man. He said, I hate voice text, y'all. Yeah, but that was big, man. You called me with a header, man. Gumbo knows some people, man. Y'all be on here, yo, look. Yeah, the people that y'all need to network with on the internet, y'all be trying to front on. Yeah, y'all be trying to front on. That's why y'all will never get in, man. Because the people that can get y'all in or open the door for you or open the window for you, you try to shit on. Y'all try to shit on, right? Word. Y'all try to shit on. Yo, listen, man. Yo, shout out to my nephew, my brother, my team. Yo, you niggas was always talking about my views, man. I was staying in penthouse suites. Y'all was talking about my views, right? Yo, I was staying in penthouse suites, man. I was having rooms with multiple beds, right? Listen, I was covering fight weeks, and it was like I had an apartment. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was staying in an apartment, man. I said, see, God does stuff when he knows it's the right time, right? Because I was like, yo, imagine if I was single. I was like, yo, I'll be losing my mind right now with this shit that I have access to. I'll be running around trying to fuck everything with this shit that I have access to right now, man. WCS to tell you, we was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, man, and the women's was going crazy, man. I was like, yo, man, why couldn't I have this when I was young and single? Man, I would have been turned up. You know probably why I couldn't have it? Because I wouldn't have been professional. I wouldn't have been professional. I probably would have been missing appointments and getting super drunk and partying like a rock star, right? But I only say that to say this, man. A lot of y'all be on the internet fronting on the real players, and y'all not even in the game. Y'all not even, you never checked in the game. You never even attempted to take a jump shot. Y'all haven't even seen the floor, right? Y'all haven't even seen the floor, but y'all will talk down on players, right? And not only seeing the floor, have actual stats, man. That's why I said, man, stay in your motherfucking lane, man. If you're not it, and you're not popping out here, stay in your lane, man. Be a fan, man. Appreciate shit. Appreciate player shit. That's why I see why God blessed me, because early in the game, when guys like WCS and even Dante's Boxing Nation shared gems with me, right? And I wasn't taking it serious. I respected it because I knew what they did. I was like, word. I remember WCS told me years ago about getting the watermark, and I was like, all right. He was like, I remember, if WCS is here, he can tell you this, right? I interviewed Antoine Russell, but it was nothing to me because I was like, that's family. If Antoine Russell came down my block right now in his Range Rover, because he got a lot of nice toys. If he came down my block right now in my Range Rover and I flicked my lights and he pulled over, it'd be nothing. We'll sit out here and talk for an hour, right? So that's how I be on him. Like, I talk to these guys, right? Him, Antonio. So I did an interview with him at the Sheraton Hotel. I'll never forget this, right? And Then WCS interviewed him after. I was like, I put WCS. I was like, yo, this is my man, whoopty whoop. And I remember WCS was like, yo, I did the interview. I ain't had this phone, but I had a phone. That's all I used to just do shit on the phone. And WCS was like, yo, you about to put that out right now? You ain't gonna put no watermark on it? I was like, what's the watermark? He's like, yo, they're gonna steal that, right? I was like, I don't care. I was like, what's the watermark? I was like, yeah, what's the watermark? I didn't even know what a watermark was, how to stamp your work. He told me. And then I told my brother at the time, because me and my brother, it was Jackal Fitness was our thing, right? So I was like, yo, get the watermark. This nigga never used to want to do nothing. So I was like, all right. I started doing all that. So I don't know how many watermarks I bought. I just purchased some more. And I would just plaster and put it everywhere. And then, like I said, I started the source now. I switched it up, man. I switched it up. Because that's when, the shit went left. They hated on Jackal Fitness. So I was like, look, I'm about to show y'all how ill I really am. I'll start all over again. And you know what? I'll make this even bigger. And as you can see, look, it's even bigger. And that's my actual name right here. Shalom Jones. That's my name, right? That's my name. You know the vibes. Shout out to cousin Buddy McGirt. Buddy said that on Millie City. You know the vibes. You know the vibes, man. Right here, man. All on ESPN, man. You know the vibes, man. He said, I've been blessed. The older I got, shot because God let me see things clearly. That's a fact. Me too, Gumbo. Yo, Gumbo, you see what I played yesterday, right? I got to pin that. That's the pinnable joint right there, Gumbo. Make sure I pin that. Yes, I pinned it. Let me pin that, right? Rest in peace to Nipsey. What Nipsey said, right? Energy. Your energy's going to follow you, bro. A lot of times, right? I knew this, man. When you're negative, right, and you're around negative people, right, it's gonna block your blessings, man. Cause you're attracting negativity. That's why you see me. Now as I got older, I try to stay away from that. But when it comes, I play defense right, with it. But I match aggression with aggression. Yes, hello, Pete. Yeah, my mother knew that, Gumbo. That's why she named me that. Hello, goodbye, peace. That's why she named me that. Shalom. Shalom Jones. And I got my father's last name. My original name was Shalom Jackson. But my father changed that. He was like, nah, that's my son. So I'm a Jones, but I was a Jackson, like my mother. But my father was like, hell, that might have been one of the only things he did. You heard? But shout out to my dad, man. I got love for him. Like I said, I don't fault him. You know what I'm saying? It's life, man. He couldn't battle his demons, man. He was a veteran. He put that work in. He was in society when it was hard for it still is hard for a black man. But he fought in the wars and did and turned up and it be like that. He came home and you know what I'm saying? Like listen, as I got older, as a man now with my own family, and I had to battle my own demons, I don't look down on my father no more. But coming up, I had a lot of resentment for him. Like, yo, this nigga's a piece of shit, man. He abandoned us. But as I got older, I could respect it. Then I had my sisters and the rest of my family, so I could dig it, man. But shout out to my dad, though. I'm glad he gave me his last name, man. It's a powerful name. We the Joneses, man. That's a fact, Gumbo. That's why I respect it. Right? But yeah, man, we out here stepping on niggas, man. Jahad's fight date's gonna be dropping soon. Y'all will be mad again. You see, look, I'm gonna tell you, right? I was always mad humble, man, right? But I just said this year, right? Yo, WCS needs to tell y'all, man. WCS needs to come clean and start telling y'all, right? It's a lot of shit that I could have barely been fronting on y'all doing, right? But I'll be like, nah, I'm good, man. I don't want them to see me coming, right? I could have been in the locker rooms, moving around, doing all kind of crazy shit like y'all see, walking out to the ring. Yeah, real talk. Walking out to the ring, doing all this shit, right? But I was like, nah, I don't even want to do that. I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, these niggas hate enough, right? I was like, yeah, they be hating enough, man. Why do I need to do all of that, man? They know what's up. Word. Yeah, look, they knew it was up when I was riding. Yo, listen, I was riding. Yo, I knew it was real, and I knew my life was changing, right? 5 years ago, man. 5 years ago. Yo, 5 years ago, I said, yo, I wish I was doing what I'm doing now. I stopped drinking 5 years ago. I probably would have been way further than what it was. But God, you have to walk your journey. But 5 years ago, if I wasn't drinking how I'm not drinking now, I'll be so far ahead. 5 years ago, I'll never forget it. You know who I was kicking it with? James Prince. Yo, James Prince in Vegas, man. I seen the mountaintops, man. You niggas, yo, listen, man. You niggas never been to a gated community. So you niggas sit online and talk about, you niggas never been to a gated community where they got armed security like this. They got armed security with this, with these right here. When you go to the gate, it's a guy at the gate with one of these right here. You're not getting access to the property. You never been to that, man. Y'all never been in, look, I've been around that, man. These are facts, man. Y'all niggas never been around that, man. But hey, what do I know? That's why I always say that, but what do I know, man? What do I know, man? I almost said it. I felt the same way about my father. I got my own family, especially my sons. Yeah. I hated my dad. I can admit that shit. When I was coming up, and I knew how my mom struggled and had to work mad hard, I hated my father. But then I remember he came when I graduated high school and shit. And then look, I got mad brothers and shit. I got a brother that was right in the town over. Right? I got a big family on the low. I got sisters in Georgia. Me and my sister got a real good relationship. Me and my sister, my older sister. I'm the baby. Right? I got brothers and all that, right? That I never knew. I knew my sister because my grandmother made sure I knew my sister in the South, but I never knew my brother. I met my brother when I got older. But I got a big family, man. Right? But I hated my father, y'all. I did not like him. But then I remember when I graduated, he came and we talked. And then I remember I seen him. He came around when I was much older. I was in my mid-20s, and he came, and I was like flexing on him, like fronting on him and shit, because I was the man now. I'm the man, I'm up. And I was fronting on him. And then I remember I seen him. I went to a Knicks game. He was staying in the Bronx. I went to a Knicks game and I seen him, and he was doing bad. And that's when it really hit me, like, yo, this is your father. Like, fuck all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it hit me. It hit me like, yo, like, he's dealing with his own shit, right? I remember seeing him. I was at a Knicks game. I seen him. He was fucked up in the game. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, that's my father right here. We talked. I was like, yo, man, you got to get yourself together. I gave him some money. And then, I made that piece. Shout out to, Team Crawford in the building, my good brother Stone Bone Boxing. Real one, man. Happy New Year, beloved. Salute to you as well, man. Right? But I hated him, man. But then, I made that piece. Then, my daughters, I brought them around my daughters and CEO Nasaya and Coach Reen and all them, so they could see their grandfather. Because I had to let that go, man. Because, at the end of the day, one of my favorite movies, right? Yo, listen. When I'm done with this, I might go in the crib and watch that shit. Yo, he got game, right? I had to let it go, man. Yo, when Jesus Shuttlesworth told Ray Allen, he said, yo, man, get that hatred out your heart, or you just going to end up another nigga like your father. right? I had to let that shit go. I had to let that go, right? Because I was just going to end up another nigga like my father, man, right? Real talk, man. But I hated him. Now I got mad love for him, man. Cause like as a man, living my own, walking my own path, having my own family, battling my own demons out here, I'd be like, damn, I respect my father even more now. Cause I'm like, yo, my father went to the war. He was in the war. He's a veteran. He put it on the line, right? And came home and did his thing. And then, like I said, for veterans, guys that really was out there and fought for this country, drew blood and put in work, pain. Look, yo, my dad is a certified killer, man. He's a real killer. A lot of y'all niggas be online talking that shit, right? Never put nothing down. You niggas never killed an animal, right? Let alone had to put a life down. My father did all of this. Real talk. Did all of this. And then came home, right? And had to battle. Still was battling. So like I said, as I got older, I was like, yo, I respect him, man. I love him even more, man. These are facts, man. Look, Stone Bone said, as much as I hated my pops and wasn't raised by him, real saw him, and I ended up looking just like him. Yeah, man, it'd be like that. I look like my father too. Look, y'all got the chipped tooth, all of that, man. That's karma, man. That's why niggas be on here talking crazy on my chip tooth. I can go get some veneers right now. I got insurance. I don't want it. Cause I like looking like this, man. I like looking like this, man. I like looking like this, man. Word. But yeah, my pops came home and you know, he was like, I'm telling you, my pops was on his dead presidents, man. He was on his dead presidents. Remember how my man blacked out at the end and was like, yo, what? Yeah, they gave him more that time. And he was like, yo, what? All the shit I did for this country? Yeah, that's my father, man. My father went crazy like that, man. He was turned up. That's why I got love for all the vets, man. The real vets, at least. Like everybody's a vet, but if you really was over there and you fought in these wars, because look, these guys bring a lot of scars home, man. They bring a lot of scars home, man. You heard? A lot. Something that, you know, dudes would never know about, man. A lot of scars, right? They bring a lot, like yo, my dad told me he put in that pain, man. He put in that pain, man. That's why I know it's in me, man. That's why, yo, when dudes be talking crazy on me, I be like, yo, man, I'll shoot your face off, man. And won't blink. Yo, won't blink, man. Yo, don't take it there with me, man. Do not take it there with me. Because I won't hesitate, man. I won't hesitate, man. I will not hesitate. And then, like I said, you niggas, dudes will push you to that edge and then play the victim. Yeah, they play the victim. That's why I stay away from guys like that, man. And you know, yo, Gumbo, you know the saying? That's why we came up with that saying, Gumbo. Yeah, you want my spot, Flash? These dudes can't trick me out my spot. Yeah, yo, all of us. Yo, listen. Yo, Stone Bone, that's our era, man. That's our era, man. That's our era, man. The war fucked up a lot of our fathers, man. Word, my father went through it, man. Went through it, man. I know. That's why I like going down south, right? I'm telling you, I love going down south because I look just like my father. And his sisters, when they see me, yeah, they go crazy, right? My aunties and them, yeah, they be going crazy, man. Yeah, they did not want me to leave. Yeah, they did not want me to leave, right? My aunt did not want me to leave. I was like, yeah, I gotta go back. I was like, auntie, I gotta go back, man. I was like, I gotta go back to work. Yeah, she did not want me to leave. She kept calling me Pooster and Shawnee. She was like, Pooster. Right? They did not want me to leave. And then my daughters, they look like him too. Especially Coach Reed. Coach Reed looked just like my father. I mean, he said, I'm an 80s, I'm a baby shot. He made it through. Yeah, man. That's why y'all respect dudes I know that really was in the wars, that fought in wars. Cause listen, they had to put it in, man. They had to put it in. They put in that work, man. These niggas be over here. And you get all these tough guys, right? These so-called tough guys, right? Yo, yo, listen, man. A lot of these so-called street tough guy niggas is soft, bro. Trust me, I know a lot of y'all, man. Y'all not built like that, man. Y'all not built like that, man. Y'all don't, like, number one, y'all don't know how to fight, man. A lot of y'all cannot fight, man. And then when like when it really boils down to it, if you really got to get up on something and use your knife, y'all not built like that, man. It's just not in y'all, man. That's why I said, man, stay in y'all lane, man. Stay in y'all lane, man. Cause I remember, right? People didn't understand. It was a point in time when I was putting in a lot of work on motherfuckers out here, and they couldn't understand how I was able to do it, right? They were saying that I was a monster. I was like, no, y'all don't know my demons, man. I don't want to hurt y'all, man. Y'all forced me to hurt y'all. But look, when I hit my switch, that's what it's gonna be. Cause that's how I was raised. I was raised different. If I feel threatened, that's why Joe Dini loves that. When I always say that, right? And Joe Dini left, I said, yeah, he was looking for trouble. Yeah, he was looking for trouble, right? Until when he found it, he realized he wasn't looking for it. But it was too late. It was too late, man. Yo, don't go out here looking for trouble, man. Word, do not do it, man. Know what I mean? That's why, like the older I got, man, I just try to stay around good energy, man. I try to stay around good energy, man. And when I first came on the internet, I had to learn that, man. These internet trolls, they try to get you out your trick bag. I just had to learn that, man. I had to learn that, man. Cause there was a lot of guys on the internet. I was like, yo, when I run across you and I see you in real life, man, look, I was like, yo, when I run across you and I see you in real life, have that energy. Look. I was like, yo, have that energy, because I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it. Because I remember this one particular dude. I ain't going to say his name, but he's going to watch this. He's going to know. Yo, he threatened me, right? Yo, he threatened me. I was like, bro, say less. I don't want to talk no more, right? I was like, yo, you got it. That's it. I was like, don't say nothing else to me, right? I was like, all I wanted, with the message and all that you said, that's it. Don't say nothing else. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Don't say nothing else. Because when I see you, I got to remember you like that, man. It ain't, yo. And then I learned. I caught a couple of these guys that made these threats online. And when I caught them, I told you what they said. Yo, that's my internet character. I was just playing. Don't play with your kids, man. Don't play with everybody, man. Listen, don't play with everybody, man. Because some people's not playing, man. Some people's not playing, man. Some people's really like that, man. I told y'all, I shared that story when the dude, right? I caught one of these guys at one of the fights, and that nigga screamed. He screamed this right here. He said, yo, he had a gun. Yo, he had a gun, right? Because he was extra tough, right? He was extra tough. Yeah, he mean mugged me, right? Yeah, he mean mugged me, and I brushed it off. I was like, yo, dog, I don't do that. Look, don't look at me like that. I'm not gonna look at you like that. Yeah, but he tried to mean mug me, right? And I guess I didn't give him that back. And then when he approached me, right? I guess he thought I was nervous and scared. Yeah, when he approached me, right? Y'all boys in the hood, right? Yo, look, he approached me, and I drew down on him like, what's up? He said, he got a gun! He got a gun! Like, yo, dog, stop playing. Why are you playing? Why are you playing? Like, I seen you. Look, I didn't play those games with you. I looked at you, but when I looked at you, I seen the goofiness you was on. I said, oh, you mean mugging. All right. It's obvious you got some sort of feeling towards me. I'm not with that. I still remain calm because that's what I do. Yeah, I remain calm because I know what I'm working with. I remain calm, right? I said, all right, he's with the tough shit. All right, that's what it's gonna be. Just one about, dude. Don't approach me now, man, because I already see you're hostile, right? Yo, Gumbo, he came at me with the mean mug again. Drew down on him like, yo, we got a problem. How my man said it in Boys in the Hood. Yo, it's a problem here. It's a problem here. Yo, once he seen this right here, and he knew what type of time I was on, yo, he went from me mugging to making the scene. Yeah, he made a scene. I'm like, damn, brother, why are you making the scene? I ain't even cocking on you. I didn't even cock it. I didn't even have my hand on the trigger. I just showed you what it was gonna be, man. I'm not playing those games, man. I'm not playing those games, man. That's what you playing? I don't play those games, man. But that's what I said, Gumbo, don't let these guys trick you, man. We can't let these guys trick us, man. That's why I told WCS. I told WCS that day, man. We was at our spot, man. We eat good right at the bottom of the hotel. We eat good. WCS was about to Vietnam one of these niggas, man. I was like, nah, I've been there already. I was like, chill, WCS, don't do it. WCS was about to John Rambo one of these niggas, man. They don't even know, man. WCS is a certified killer, right? WCS would have snapped homie's neck real quick. Look, real quick. He would have left him in a bad predicament, right? He would have been laid out like this, right? For no reason, right? Just because he wanted to play the internet games, man. He wanted to play the internet games, right? Like, that's why I stay away from these guys, Gumbo. I stay away from these guys. I try to surround myself with real, genuine energy. Cause I'll be like, it'll go left, and then these guys will forget all the antics that they did for it to lead up to go left. I had Joe Dini scared one day, man. And Joe's a killer, right? Joe Dini was scared, right? It was me, Joe, and my daughters. And a dude was acting out of character, right? He was just acting out of character. And I was like, whenever I have my kids with me, I really be all the way turned up, man. That father protective comes out of me, right? So I told the dude, I was like, my man, this baby's here, man. I was like, yo, calm down, right? I was like, look, I was on my brother moves on. I don't got my shades in. That's why I used to rock my clear frames, right? I had my clear frames on, Gumbo. So I was like, I came to the dude. I was like, man, his babies, like, calm down. I was like, you scaring my kids, right? I was like, you scaring my kids. They was much younger. This nigga must have took the look, right? The bifocals and the frames, that I was a chump, right? That I was a chump, right? This nigga, Joe's a little short dude, so he just took it like we was scary. I was a chump. I had, what's the names? Gumbo, this nigga said, I don't give a fuck about you or your kids. Why did he say that? Gumbo, why did he say that? So I immediately had to neutralize the situation. Now my kids are really scared, because now you just made a verbal threat towards my kids. You don't give a fuck about me or my children. Gumbo, I cocked back on that nigga so quick, Gumbo. Joe was scared. Joe Dini was scared. Joe Dini was scared, right? Joe really saved the dude. Because when I see how Joe was nervous, right? I see how Joe Dini was nervous. It made me just fall back, right? And I was like, what you say? Hold up, man. I came at you as a gentleman. I was like, yo, bro, just calm down, man. There's kids and shit out here. What do you just? It's not that serious. Gumbo said, I'm building for my grandchildren. Yeah, facts of life, Gumbo. That's why you can't. You see that book I got yesterday? I started reading it too. Financial literacy, man. We got to lay the foundation down. That's why they don't even realize I be out here going hard doing Insta. It's for a purpose, man. It's for a purpose. Word, it's for a purpose. But y'all, I be running around with this all the time, man. Yo, dudes don't even know, man. I like this one. This is my Smith & Wesson. When I be having my Glock, I put the Glock up. Yo, the Glock be having me feeling like New York undercover, man. Cause the police be rocking Glocks and shit, man. I like Glocks, but I grew up with the Smith & Wesson. I walk around town with the power strap down to my side, no fronting, just in case I gotta touch something. Just in case I gotta touch something, man. You know, that's why I can't wait to get down to them states where y'all at, man. Right? I can't wait, man. Cause yo, the South is so lenient with the gun. Yo, dudes be having Dracos, all kind of this crazy shit, man. We ain't even allowed to have those up here. With license to carry, we can't even have those, bro. Look, you got to be ex-police to get a lot of other shit. Like even the military dudes that come home, they get to have certain of their shit, but they can't even get those type of guns, man. They can't. I can't wait to when I retire and I go down to the South and relocate. Oh man, that's gonna be another one of my hobbies, man. Is collecting my guns, shooting my guns on my property, walking around like what we were, man. We were the original cowboys, man. If you know your history, man, we were the original outlaws, man. Don't be fooled by these movies they be putting out and shit, right? With John Wayne and all that. Now that was us, man. That was us. Shout out to the posse, man. We was the original cowboys, man. That's why I said that in the video with me and Jihad, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, me and Jihad, right? Yeah, we was walking through the airport. I was feeling good, boy. I had on my cowboy straw hat. I said, I told y'all I was coming back to the city of cowboy. And Jihad said, yeehaw. Yeah, yeehaw, man. Coming back to the city of cowboy, man. He said, I can't leave my grandchildren in a trailer or apartment. Nah, you leave them land and property. Land and property. Listen, that's what they do. Yo, that's why so many of them they have that head start. They have that head start because they fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers leave them equity. Yeah, they leave them equity. Right? They leave them equity. They leave them equity and assets. They don't leave them a fucked up cable bill. They don't leave them bad credit in their name already. They leave them equity, land, property. That's why, look, rest in peace to my grandfather, man. He did it for us. And I was so dumb and naive, I didn't even realize what we had. Now I do. Now I do the dirt roads down there. But when I was young, I hated it. I was like, yo, this shit is corny, man. This shit is corny, man. Ain't nothing out here. Meanwhile, that was all us. The church, the whole block, that's all ours. That's all ours. So he put it down for them. That's all ours, all our land. Right? And when I retire, I'm gonna build me a crazy estate on that shit. Right? I'm gonna build me a crazy estate. I'm gonna build me a crazy estate. I might not stay there all the time, right? But it'll be there for the rest of my family. I'm gonna build something so humongous. I'm gonna build something so humongous, right? Just cause, right? because it's all land, and I could do that, right? I'm gonna build it. Cause by that time I have it right now. I have the network, I have the resources, knowing people. I could do it right now. If I was to retire, right, and be like, yo, I'm done, I can go down there right now with the connections and the people that I know in construction and heavy machinery industry. I could do that right now. But when I retire, that's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be my compound, right? That'll be my compound. Now I don't know if I'm gonna stay there 24/7, but it'll be my compound, and the rest of my family can live down there too. That's how I'm gonna have it. Cause my sister got mad acres. We all got acres. But that's what I'm gonna do. You know, like I said, I might want a condo somewhere. You heard? I might, I might want to live a little too, Gumbo, right? Well, I might want a condo somewhere. A little condo, just a little 1-bedroom condo somewhere too, man. You know what I'm saying? Where I could just dip off, right? yeah, where I could just dip off, man. Yeah. Cause look, a lot of the players that I know, they be having shit like that, man. Shout out to Uncle Jay, man. Uncle Jay got all type of shit, man. See, I pay attention when I be around the real players, man. Yo, I never been to Prince Island yet. I can't wait to go to Prince Island. You know, Jay Prince got his own island, bro. You know that, right? Prince Island. That shit crazy, right? Imagine that. Imagine having that type of wealth. Imagine having that type of wealth. Where you have your own island. Right? Your own island. What are we talking about? We still talking about views? Are we still talking about views, man? Right? But listen, I'm gonna go record later. Cause I got until 4:00. So I'll do another professional live. Right? I ain't doing no Instacart today because we're gonna make a lot of money tomorrow. That snow is coming. Matter of fact, let me check the forecast right now. Let me see. Shout out to Stone Bone. That's Real Team Crawford. That's Real Team Crawford. That's Terrence Crawford's friend. You know that, right? Y'all don't even know that, right? Stone Bone be it with the boxing voice a lot. If you watch the boxing voice, he calls in a lot over there. They give him a lot of play. But he's official Team Crawford. Word. He's like Bernie the Boxer. You know, you have a lot of other channels and people that be on the internet claiming to, fuck with Crawford and the team. My man Stone Bone really fucks with them. I know this personally. Because when I got interviews and access to that team, Stone Bone was the one that co-signed me. He co-signed me. So when you see my Bomac interviews and you see Bernie and all these guys, it was Stone Bone. Right? I know a lot of other guys be on the internet claiming to know these guys and fuck with them. I don't know. Yeah, I want to share something. Look, fresh out of Texas, right? Look, I told my guy I was going to do this. Look, since we all, look, this is the boxing podcast, right? Shout out to my Texas connection. See, I'm real media. So I have sources, right? Let me blow this up for y'all. These guys are on drugs, man. You see who this is right here? Can y'all see this picture? I waited for a lot of people to get out. The people that's in here, tell me if y'all see the picture. Y'all see that picture? Y'all see the picture? That's the Charlo twins, right? That's on their storyline. Yo, Gumbo, that's on their storyline. Both of them look like they are on some sort of something, right? You see that picture? But both of these guys were talking about coming back. But look how they looking. Look how they looking. Mel is the one in black. Maul is on the right. Yo, Mel clearly is either drunk or high. Maul looks all right, but Maul, it's sad what happened to those guys, man. It's sad. But look at that picture, man. You see, I got connections, man. They sent this to me because I don't follow these guys, man. I don't follow a lot of these guys, man. Because to me, these guys been leading the culture the wrong way for so long. Look, for so long, right? And when I used to point these things out, they always said that I was mad. I was a hater. I was all these things. So now, look how God turned it around. Look how God turned it around, right? I guess I'm still mad and hating, but I've been experiencing a lot of the things that these guys have had, and it's only going to get bigger, right? It's only going to get bigger, right? Because last time I checked, these are facts now. We talking facts. I'm staying in my lane. I'm a real player. My nephew was signed at 17. I don't think either one of the twins was even fighting professionally at 17. But my nephew, and I'm a part of the team, was signed at 17 years old to J Prince Boxing, who was out of the Houston area where they relocated to Houston. They're out of Louisiana. But was signed with him, was fighting on ESPN Top Rank at 17. I don't think these guys was fighting on a major network until they was in their late 20s, mid 20s. So how could I be jealous and mad and hating now? See how God flipped that around? See how he flipped that around? Jihad will be 22 a couple weeks this month, right? But like I just said, for the time he was 17, that's 5 years now. I've been on YouTube for 6. But for 5 years, I've been experiencing the real bright lights. Vegas, Canada, Florida, New York, New Jersey, Ohio. Bright lights. Bright lights, man. But yet, the narrative that they tried to push on me was that I was mad, I was jealous, I was all these things. The narrative that I'm still pushing is, you niggas is on drugs, you niggas were high, you niggas was poor role models. Were poor, yeah, they from, see? Let's get it. Yo, I knew it. I didn't want to say it, Gumbo, because you know how me and you get down. But yes, they are from the L. You know what the L is, Gumbo. You know, that part of Louisiana, they are. I don't want to put your business out here. They are. And then they relocated to Texas. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I've been on the fence about all of those guys. Because I was like, yeah, they're poor role models. They were drug addicts. They had power that they abused. All of that. And look at them now, man. Let me hit my guy up right here. Let me tell him. Hold on. See, I told you, I got a video of Earl Spence, man. I told you, man, look, I got a real media platform, right? I get shit like this all the time, bro. All the time. Listen, I had a video, right? I'm gonna share this. Yeah, the Earl Spence video, when he went viral, right? When he was on the drugs, I had that first. I gave it to somebody because I was like, I don't want this. Look, this is how fake dudes is, right? And this is why they never grow or blow up. Instead of them giving me the credit for looking out for them, they thought that was gonna get them momentum. It didn't get you nothing. That's why a lot of times it don't even pay the push shit like that. It don't even pay to push shit like that. But that video, when he crashed out, and they try to say that it was a TikTok skit, right? You remember that video, right, Gumbo? Where his girl poisoned him, right? She poisoned the shit out that nigga, man. His girl. And recorded him, right? And recorded him like that, man. And that nigga said, she recorded that nigga, man. That's his son's mother, right? She did him filthy, Gumbo. She did him filthy, right? She recorded that dude. Knowing he was out of his mind, right? Knowing he was out of his mind. Recorded him, man. Recorded him, man. He said, ask the Charles who is Josh Bob. I'll wait. Look, yeah, see? Look, Gumbo, look. Gumbo flexing on him. I'm gonna pin this now, Gumbo. See, Gumbo's connected, man. Gumbo's connected, man. I told y'all, man. See, y'all be having real players in y'all chat and on y'all platform, and y'all don't even be giving them their props, man. Y'all don't even be giving them their flowers, man, because y'all are so caught up with the smoke and mirrors of the internet, man. Gumbo, check this out, right? I remember one of my blood cousins, right? He's a big time boxing fan, groupie type nigga with it, man. I was telling him about these dudes, right? But he's so caught up in programs off of TV, right? I was like, they not official, bro. I was like, they not official, right? This dude used to argue me down, right? Now look, he's left. He's left behind, man. But he used to argue me down and go against the grain, right? Go against the grain. Fast forward. These dudes, how many times have they crashed out on the internet? Remember this dude? Look, countless times they crashed out since I said all that, right? This dude, remember when that nigga, he did the, look, this is the Insta shit. But remember that nigga's credit card bounced or some shit? It couldn't pay the bill, right? It maxed out or something. And he strong-armed the waitress and took her tips. Y'all remember that? Come on, man. Look. Gumbo. Gumbo, remember that shit happened? Look, I remember telling people, right? I was hating, right? I'm like, I'm reporting the actual news, man. I'm reporting the actual news. This nigga's credit card bounced, right? And this is what I pointed out. I said, damn, how are they rolling and moving, right? If your credit card bounces, right? And you are who you are, right? Who are the people that you're around? That's like, look, Gumbo, bang, right? And I'm only going to use Gumbo because me and Gumbo get it in, right? We done business. We exchange, right? That's like me, Gumbo, going to the fight somewhere, and like, we like, fuck it, let's go get some food. We go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we order mad food. And check this out, right? Look, I'm gonna show you what they could have did if they was official, but look, they not official. I go to make the payment, my shit bounces. I'm like, damn. What I would have did, right? Because I know Gumbo's official. I'd have been like, Gumbo, my shit bounced, man. Cash at me. Or, take care of this bill. I got you. I'm going to Zelle you the money, right? This is how it should have went. I'm going to Zelle you the money, Gumbo. Or I'll cash app it to you later. For some reason, my credit card must have maxed out or the payment didn't get paid, so I can't pay the bill. This dude had a big entourage. He did nothing of the such. This nigga tried to skip out on the bill right? And then, he strong-armed the waitress and took her tips. I remember me and Chop Chop was talking about that. And I was like, yo, what type of niggas is he rolling around, man? That's some crazy shit. He said, Shaw, that's why I said, borrow the money from Josh Bob. Yo, these niggas is crazy, Gumbo. And then they got mad, right? Yo, look, they said, yo, Gumbo, they said I was a hater, man. Yo, Gumbo, they said I was a hater, bro. Yo, Gumbo, they said I was a hater when I highlighted that. When I was like, yo, these niggas don't even be moving right, man. How do you have that many people around you and you can't get the breath from somebody? But hey, what do I know, right? Sometimes real players make too much sense, Gumbo. We made too much sense. But remember, he did that. That was one of the crash outs, right? Then look at this one, right? Yo, remember they tripped on each other? EJ's, look, there's too many to name. Yo, remember EJ's fight week when the Crawford slaughter? When the girls, look, they're family, man. Yo, the brothers, the two twin brothers, wives beat each other up. That shit is documented, man. That's another crash out. And I think that wasn't it the same fight week when that nigga got slapped? More? He got slapped, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. But then when you report on these things and you do content and you get valid information out, you're hating, you're jealous, come on. That's why, I leave a lot of that shit alone, man. Like, you see the picture that I got? I was like, thank you for it. I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to really go too in-depth on it anymore. But I always get shit like this about these guys in Texas, man. Always. Always, man. Always. Look, these were the Call Chronicles, man. These were the Call Chronicles, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I like my Smith & Wesson. The Glock is a better gun, though, man. To be honest, right? Yeah, for those y'all that know guns, Glock is the better gun, man. I tell you, like I said, the Glocks to me it's just right? When niggas see me with my Glock, right? They be thinking I'm Jay Reed. Yo, Gumbo. That's why I said that shit yesterday, Gumbo. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. Yo, niggas be thinking I'm Jay Reed, fam. When I be having a Glock on my head or on me, right, concealed, they be thinking I'm Jay Reed, man. I got a 42. I got a 42. 40 cals are nice too. I just like my nines, man. The first joints I used to have, right? But then, like I said, my military police friends, they started fronting on me. So then I stepped it up. I got nines and Glocks. But I used to always rock a 38. I used to rock a 38. A 38 and a 380. Right? And they used to kill me like, them little small shits, right? They used to kill me, right? They used to kill me, right? And then I started feeling some type of way. Because, once I started getting nice and being able to shoot good, right? I used to be like, all right, whatever, I'll get something bigger. Because I used to just like my little 380, man. Know what I mean? But they used to like that little ass shit. And I used to be like, a headshot, it ain't little, right? I used to be like, if it hits you in your head, it ain't little, man. But then I stepped it up. Cause I used to have the PK. The Walker PK. Look. So this is how you probably hold the gun, man. Get away from guys, right? If they grip a gun and their hand is on the trigger, that's the proper way to hold the gun, man. Never, look, if you're not gonna fire your gun, your hand should never be nowhere by the trigger. When I see dudes that do videos and they be all on the trigger. Hold on. I'm gonna put my hand on the trigger now. Look. All right. I made sure, I dropped it. I made sure it was empty. Now I mess with the trigger. When I see guys like this and their hands is on the trigger, I'll be like, yo, nah, you don't know proper gun safety. Your hand should never be on the trigger. But you see what I just did, right? Before I did that, I cleared it. I made sure it was empty because I knew I was going to touch the trigger, right? I knew I was going to touch the trigger, but I cleared it. I took the what's the name out, and I cleared it. That's proper gun shit, man. Guys, yo, you ever see motherfuckers have an accident with a gun because they don't know proper gun shit? You see how before I touched that trigger, right? You see how before I touched that trigger, I released it, and then I cocked it. Make sure there was nothing in it. Because that's how you have an accident. Now, look, I would have went viral and fired off a shot if I didn't know what I was doing. Right? Hopefully, y'all caught that sauce. Hopefully, y'all caught that sauce, man. That's the proper way to handle a gun, though. Your hand should never be on the trigger. Never. Yo, the 380. Oh, come on. I'm about to start rocking my 380, man. I don't be rocking it, man. I got the Walther 380 PK Walther. That's my favorite gun, man. I like a 380, but they just be clowning me because it's so little. It's little, man. Yeah, they be killing me, right? They be like, man, listen. They be on the Harlem Nights. Remember, he was like, put that little shit away. Yeah, they be clowning me, man, when I be having my little Walther. Yeah, they be clowning me, man. Cause I'll be fucking with commando type niggas, man. They be having 4.5s and shit, like big 4.5. Like I like a 4.5. That shit's too big, man. 4.5 is too big. One of my partners, he be rocking a Desert Eagle, man. I be like, nigga, you crazy. But see, these is all like military, police type dudes, man. But they be liking them big shits. A Desert Eagle, man. A desert. That's a big motherfucking gun, man. I mean, that big Desi, man. Desert Eagle's one of my favorites too. But you can't conceal that shit, man. You know? It's not the size of the gun. That's what I used to always say. With my 380, I said, if I head tap with this, it don't matter the size. And look, Gumbo, you ain't lying. The 22 is the most dangerous gun. A little 22, because them bullets them bullets is like them balls in you. They ricochet all throughout the body. See, a big gun, like a 4.5 and these other shit, they exit right out. They exit right out, man. They exit right out, man. But these guys don't know nothing about that, man. They don't know nothing about that. Yeah, I came a long way. I remember when I first was, fucking around with my security shit, and I was learning about guns and all that, right? I still had the hood mentality. I didn't really know. I could shoot, but I wasn't how I am now. Like, remember that video I dropped when I had to go certify again, and I took the class, and I was taking them niggas out, right? I was taking them niggas out, right? Because I've been around it, man. I've been around it now, right? But when I first was, fucking around, I sucked. I wasn't hitting shit like that, man. But when you get around them dudes that's nice, that's how you get better. That's how you get better. That's how you get better, man. You gotta be around them vigilante types, man. Like, here's my wife. She's back already. I'm about to clown her, right? Look, watch me clown her. She wasn't even going an hour. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. What? What? Is that a bird? Where? Where? Yeah. Right there. Where? Where? That's a branch. What are you talking about? Yeah, how many orders did you do? I'm waiting she made me jump out the car. I'm on my live. Yeah, she made me jump out the car thinking it was a bird. Right? Yo, thinking it was a bird. Y'all heard? Yeah, she said it. Yeah, she said it was a bird in the car. Yo, it was a branch, man. I jumped out the car thinking it was a bird. It was a straight branch, man. It was a branch, man. Yeah, Gumbo. That shit crazy, man. You see how I got out? Yeah, you see how, yo, Gumbo, I got out, man. Yo, look, we in here talking about guns and all that. I was ready to fire my weapon. Yeah, I was ready to fire my weapon. I go over there and look. Man, it's a branch, man. It's a freaking branch, man. You know what I mean? I was ready to fire my weapon, man. Oh, she's taking Elizabeth with her. Oh, yo, Elizabeth is your chaperone? She's a worker? All right. Elizabeth is a worker. All right. You making some money, huh? Want to make some money. That's what's up. Elizabeth making money. See, look. Are you influencing the culture? That's the neighbor. That's Nasai's friend. They're going to get their hustle on, man. See, plant the seeds, man. Now, when they blow up and get rich, we can all invest together, man. We can all invest together. They're going out to hustle and get some Uber. And her brother, right? Her brother said he wants to do this full time. And I was like, nah, man. You sky's the limit for you. Cause he was seeing all that Insta bread I was making, right? Yeah, he was seeing that Insta bread I was making, right? And he told my daughter, Anthony, it was Anthony and Elizabeth, they twins. Her brother's name is Anthony. Yo, Anthony said, yo, I'm gonna do Instacart like your dad when I get older, right? I was like, nah, I only do Insta part-time, man. You're gonna be bigger than that, Anthony. But the money's out here, man. But what do I know, man? But listen, I'm gonna come back on in a little while, man. I'm about to go in the crib and chill. Like I said, I ain't doing no Insta, man. We got a big storm coming. We got a big storm coming, man. So I gotta get my mind right for that, man. I hate the winters up here now, man. But look, it's showing no. It's not. Yo, we gonna get hit with anything? What's going on? Are we gonna be underneath the line? Are we gonna be underneath the line? Are we gonna be underneath this line, man? Gumbo, what time you heading out, man? I'm looking at the weather. Yeah, we might be underneath the line, man. See? The Midwest is getting hit hard right now. That's why I said, yo, these guys, they always be jumping the line up here, man. They be praying for this shit. And then we don't be getting nothing. Let's see, right here. Sunshine temps in the mid-40s. Yeah, I don't know, man. We gonna find out, man. I was ready to fire my weapon, man. But Gumbo, man, you be safe, man. Cause I know you out there on the road, man. You be safe, man. But look, right up here, it don't look like we're gonna get hit with nothing, man. But that shit could all change, man. That shit could all change. But me personally, man, I can't wait till my tenure is over. I told you I am relocating where when they get like 2 inches of snow, a coating of snow, yo, the whole town shuts down. It's a state of emergency. That's where I'm moving to, man. I'm so done with these winters, man. I'm done. Yo, look, if I ain't gonna hold you. Where's my ticket at, man? If my Powerball ticket would have won, I would have been done. I don't got the age and none of that yet, but I would have been done. Yeah, I would have retired. I would have walked away. I would have been right down there on the Jones compound. I'd have been like, you know what? I'll just freeze my pension and my retirement. I'd have been right down there. I would have been a full-time Instacart driver. Yeah, literally, listen. If I would have hit that Mega Millions, I was done. I would have came into work Monday. I would have hit the union up. I'd have been like, yo, I'm retiring. I'm like, yo, it's been fun. They're like, Shalom, you don't even have the age yet. I'm like, it's all good. Just freeze my pension, right? I'd have been like, yo, freeze my pension. I'd have been out the door, bro. I don't know how dudes be coming up on mad money and still be wanting to wake up and go to work a 9 to 5 every day. Not me. I would have retired. I would have still, like I said, I probably would have, did my Instacart, invested, got me a little delivery, something like that. Maybe bought a box truck, did a little shit like that every once in a while. But as far as like grinding hard every single day, nah, I'm chilling. I'm gonna work at my leisure now. But Gumbo, man, you be safe out there on the road, big dog. You be safe. Stay up. And keep letting them sleep, brother. Let these guys sleep. Let these guys think that you not popping. Meanwhile, you have access to all type of players in the game, right? You look, Gumbo has more access to the players in the game than your favorite content creators that sit online always talking about their source. My sources said. My sources said. My sources said. Look, your sources was wrong. Your sources was speaking on that, right? And shout out to Stone Bone. Where are these guys that said Terrence Crawford, right? Look, these guys, no accountability. They came on here and said that Terrence Crawford and Canelo had agreed to a fight. And then you had official Crawford team members come out and now they confirm that, man. They said they was in talks. But these guys in their sources said they agreed upon a fight, man. Said they agreed upon a fight, man. Sad, nasty work out here, man. Nasty, nasty work, man. But hey, what do I know, man? Shout out to everybody that was in here. Hopefully the numbers is up on this one. Yeah, I got the 4 o'clock to go to the spot, so I'll make it down there. I'm going to just get some more topics and shoot down there, man. I'm going to bring my book down there, too. They about to go do, this is a good time to do Uber's lunchtime. They probably make a lot of money. Maybe when I come back on, I'll talk about this Devin Haney with BLK Prime thing. Did y'all see that? Did y'all hear anything about that? Devin Haney going to BLK Prime? Maybe that'll be the topic later, man. Something to talk about, man. But hey, what do I know?